Hello and welcome to this week of the Alchemist Code. We are going to be doing a content overview and a banner overview. There won't be a summon video this time for reasons I'll explain during the banner overview. But we have a busy week this week as far as the Phantom of the Kill has been sprung on us, and as well as some extra Chamber of Tribulations levels. So there'll be plenty of stuff to keep people busy in this, like, what appears to be a gauntlet to the anniversary as far as trying to save gems. So the first thing to note is that not only is Phantom of the Kill back, but one of the more rare quests associated with it, the For Whose Princess Could Endure This Nightmare, is back, and that one doesn't rerun every time that Phantom of the Kill reruns. So if you need, say, Hiragi shards or some quest boss prizes, it's worth devoting your time to that, because especially Hiragi as a free unit, if you don't have her memento, she probably won't be too damaging, but you can still use her as a support unit, as someone who can both veil status effects and veil stats, much like Inaku can. So yeah, there's that. And then, of course, there is a new unit, which is the God Killer Cassius. And she's going to have her own EX level and stage to go with her. Now, there's not going to be a Soul Shard quest for her because as a God Killer, she's intended to just be max limit breaked and have Enlightenment level stats. As far as I know, like the Tiferet, Fail Not, Cassius, Risonator group, I've only gotten 3 gates, like, so far in, like, modern day Japan, where they have a max of 6. So that's just how they're statted. So high stats, and you don't have to worry about gathering shards, at least not in the short term. That's one of their main selling points. I'll go into later how much I think of whether or not it's worth it to go for Cassius. But as far as other content goes, there's another anniversary countdown quest. That's just the Lambert Wipeout Get Prizes quest. There's also the Chamber of Tribulations, which is they have Light and Dark, and there is a corresponding challenge board. And one thing I wanted to note is that just for the basic 1-a-day quest, you should do it starting today and do it every day. You only have to do it 5 times total for the challenge board, but sooner the better. I think that's the only really time sensitive one. There's also a challenge board for Thunder and Wind, but that one is less time sensitive. I think you have longer to do it, and it doesn't have goals on it that are like limited per day quests. So I haven't tried any of these levels yet, but I'm sure they'll be popping up on both Reddit and YouTube as the week progresses. And let me just make sure that there's nothing in the daily tab. Nope. So yeah, that is it for the general overview of content. Actually, one more thing I wanted to point out, since if you're a fairly new player, especially if this is your first Phantom of the Kill event, the list of dailies just seems like it doubled. And there's all these different quests, and some of them are kill different enemy types. One word of warning I wanted to give is that some levels that have those enemy types, like say the Armored Eldritch or the Soldier Eldritches, don't always count. So it can be frustrating if you go through a quest and it doesn't count the enemies. So any of the levels in just the normal quest for Phantom of the Kill, like say, I think episode 5 and episode 7 are pretty good for those, for the soldiers and for the eldritches. And then for the eerie puppets, it's in the what is it? For Who the Princess Weeps. If you do episode 5 and you've got a map clear unit like Fury or Minerva, you can just map clear the puppets and then exit out of the stage. And then for just like efficiency points, if you want to get the armored and soldiers, it won't get all the armored, but it will get all the soldiers. Forget which one it is. It's one of the Phantom of the Kill in multiplayer. Oh, it's the Holy Lance Longinus and Divine Purity Bow Artemis. If you solo that stage in multiplayer, and a unit like Rado or Dry can do it for fairly easily, you'll knock out all the soldiers you need and most of the armored eldritches. Plus, the level has a potential to spawn a whole bunch of gold ingots. So that's what I would recommend for that. Text message. I'll have to blank that out. Alright, so I'm going to call that good for the content overview, and then we will move on to the banners. Alright, and here we are at the banners. The first one is a paid summon for Phantom of the Kill, where you get 5 units randomly, and any duplicates will be 100 shards. So I think this is pretty risky. I mean, if you're a really big spender, then why not? It'd probably be a good way to try to get Cassius for functionally less gems, but not a great chance because there's quite a few Phantom of the Kill units, and not all of them are good. Next up is a terrible banner for Cassius. I would not do this. The one below it, the 9-step, if you wanted to get her, this would be the way to do it, because you could spend like 3 times the amount that this banner costs and still not get her on the above banner. So yeah, just like with the other god killers, just 9-step guaranteed at the end. A little bit costly, especially if you factor in the cost of the memento too. My opinion on Cassius is if you really, really want to get her, like you really like the character, if you're like a Phantom of the Kill fan or something, and go for it. I wouldn't call her like a must-have unit. Now, it doesn't mean she's bad. I hear she's got a beastly reactive, and she's definitely strong. But as far as being a must-have unit, I just feel like she's probably the wrong element, the wrong damage type, doing Pierce and being Thunder, when Gerald is just a much cheaper option. I mean, you could use them together and just destroy everything with Thunder Pierce, but she's just considered really, really good, solid unit, but not like game-changing or, ironically godly. So yeah, that's just my opinion on Cassius. And some of that factors into the fact that she's also got the memento to worry about, which is this 5-step. But on the plus side, compared to say like Magna Historia or Genesis characters, it is technically cheaper, just because there's less steps on her memento banner. So I will say that. And then when she won't have Enlightenment anytime soon, but when she finally gets it, there's also otherworldly shards. So there's definitely plus sides to choosing to go for the, in quotes, collab units. I'm not sure we should really count Phantom of the Kill as a collab, though. It's really more just like a recurring event. Alright, and then below that, we have got a 3-step for Uzuma and Mashiri. That is a skip. I feel like I don't need to explain why. And then below that, we have a 5-step special summon for units that are all farmable and have been around for a long time. So maybe a new player, if they don't have Balter Setsuna, could get some utility out of the discounted step, but nobody else really needs to do this banner. And then after that is a banner for, I guess it's for the Chamber of Tribulations, guaranteed to get a featured unit, but some of them are farmable. And yeah, I think only Kuza and Torito are limited among this bunch, so I would not go for that. I mean, Torito's got the hard quest, and I feel like Kuza is a unit where if you wanted him, you probably would have gotten him by now. But yeah, that is it for. I don't totally recommend that banner. Then next we've got I guess it's the mementos for the units that were in the previous banner, with the selector at the end, 9-step. Of all of these, I don't remember if Aisha's is limited or not. It's a swimsuit memento, so it probably is. Kuza's definitely is, though. So if you use him, you definitely want that. I think even if you use Kudenstein, he can benefit from the VCR. Whenever you can find enough gear slots for Kudenstein. Oof. After that is a 9-step for... This one is more Setsuna / desert themed. Most of these mementos are limited, and some of them are pretty good, especially Setsuna at least the VCRs from hers. And then if you use Mashiri, you'd want her memento. So yeah, if you're lacking one of those, might be worth a roll or two. And then everything below this is older banners, like the Emma one's still here, the Bad Emrys one is still here, the Emrys Memento one is still here, as well as the Emma Memento banner. So there's definitely options if you're looking for something to maybe just burn a discount ticket on, or if you have two, then you could guarantee yourself a memento. But other than that, I'm choosing to save this week because I'm not super excited about Cassius. I mean, I think she's cool and all, but anniversary is coming up. Gate 6 is coming up. It won't be too long before we get some of the units from the Veda Templars like Ainz and Nero. And then also in Japan, the Godkiller Resonator came out very quickly after Cassius. I think it was 2 weeks. And she is considered like a must-have unit for fire. I might end up passing on her just because of Adelaide, but in general, if you're looking to bump up your fire game, I think you'd get more mileage out of Resonator in her element than you would out of Cassius in her element. That's just my opinion. But yeah, just I'd be wary in the next few weeks as we creep closer and closer to the anniversary. I imagine that Gumi wants you to spend as many gems as possible before pulling something really big out. So I just say, regardless of where you are on the free-to-play to whale spectrum, I'd say brace yourselves. And, actually, before I sign out, I just remembered another thing that it was just implemented. It was an EX season pass, and it is not nearly as good as the previous season passes, unless you're looking to boost a character that you already have that has an EX hard quest. Then for the price is less, it's not $24, I think it's like $9. You get a ton of EX memory accesses. So if you're in that very, very specific group, I'd recommend it. Otherwise, I'd just say take the free prizes and run. But yeah, so that is all for the weekly update, and I will see you guys next time.